home of the three-piece combos, Pugilism Company. This is Reed, the Black Birch Sugar, BBS. BBS. We're in mid-fast. We're fasting. We've gone without. We're malnourished because we're in the midst, deep in the midst of 2 whole weeks with no high-level boxing action. However, if you squint your eye, if you turn your head sideways, you can see it off in the distance. Way, way out there on the horizon is June 9th. I know you're hungry, boxing fans. I'm hungry too. I done lost 15, 20 pounds of boxing fight watching weight during this 2-week hiatus we've been on. But it's there. It's off in the distance. June 9th. That's when we can eat again. So this entire episode of Pugilism Podcast is dedicated to June 9th. What a great day that will be. Bob Arum, he says Terence Crawford is on the level of Sugar Ray Leonard. Of course, on June 9th, Terence Crawford will be fighting for the WBO welterweight championship against reigning champion Jeff Horn. This fight will be at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas and will be broadcast on the ESPN Plus app. On the level of Sugar Ray Leonard, huh? I think Crawford is an excellent fighter. One of the top 3 to 5 fighters, or 2 or 3 fighters in the world currently right now. But for Arum to go there, it sounds like he's false praising TC. And TC don't deserve shade, but my problem with Arum going this far, reaching this far with praise is the timing of it. I've never heard him on TC like that before. He hadn't seemed to be just that big of a fan of him previously. Oh, but now, a week before the fight that you're mysteriously putting on an app, now you want to say, oh, he's on the level of Sugar Ray Leonard. Let's make it clear. Bob Arum would have never, ever put a fighter of Sugar Ray Leonard's talent and drawing ability and marketability. He would have never put a Sugar Ray Leonard on an app. That just would not have happened. Clearly, this is a ploy to boost the sales of the app. Arum is trying to convince people, hey, this guy's on the level of Ray Leonard. You heard about Ray Leonard? You want to see this era's version? Well, buy this app from me. No, man. No. But, okay, let's say Arum really believes this. When, not if, but when Crawford wins the title, it'll be very interesting to see how Arum promotes TC. Lomachenko, he's off the shelf. He's on the shelf, I should say, with that shoulder injury. So he won't be fighting in August. His plan is to fight at the end of the year, but that's still up in the air as we speak. That's all contingent upon Loma's rehab process. So once Crawford gets this belt, he's the guy in Arum's stable. He's the guy in Top Rank until further notice. Assuming Manny Pacquiao beats Lucas Matisse on July 15th, do we get Crawford versus Pacquiao in the fall? Or do we go on to bigger and better things at 47? Now, the thing about that is Arum never, ever mentions Al Heyman-aligned welterweights for unification purposes or otherwise. And the thing about it, Al Heyman owns the welterweight division. Earl Spence, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, pretty much anybody other than Pacquiao who Terence Crawford could fight in a meaningful 147-pound bout, every one of those guys is aligned with Al Heyman. Again, a person Bob Arum never, ever mentions. So I'm real anxious to see, after Crawford puts hands on Jeff Horn, I'm real anxious to see how Bob Arum and Top Rank, in what direction they look to move him. Keeping it Crawford-Horn related, Team Horn is bitching about accommodations at the top-ranked gym in Las Vegas. Chief among their complaints is the top-ranked gym in Vegas is too hot. It's hot in Vegas. There's a tin roof or something to that effect at this facility, and it's just too hot. A real good friend of mine by the name of John Lawman Lawson, he runs a boxing gym here in the Dallas area. Whenever one of his fighters stresses the heat issue, Coach Lawson is quick to say, brother, this is a boxing gym, not a health club. If you're looking for a health club, 24-hour fitness is just down the street. And that's what that is. Boxing gyms are hot. Just this past week, we were at the R&R boxing gym where Earl Spence and Jermell Charlo trained for a media session. Man, it was hot as hell up in there. It's hot up in there anyway, and then you add 50 to 100 media people. It was literally cooler in Texas outside of that gym than it was inside that gym. Nonetheless, none of the media was complaining. Charlo and Spence weren't complaining. Trainer Derek James wasn't complaining. Why? Because that's called being in a boxing gym. So to complain about the heat of the top-ranked gym in Vegas, that's comical to me. Again, it's a boxing gym, not a health club. 24-hour fitness is down the street. It goes to the level of inexperience Horn and his team has. At this level of boxing, trainers, they do their homework. They don't just rely on a gym that the promoter suggests in whatever city the fight is being held. Elite level trainers, they do their homework. They go through their Rolodex of contacts. They fact check. And if the gym that is being put on the table for them isn't up to speed, they make other arrangements. That's what high level elite trainers do. That's what Derek James does. He made sure EJ had an appropriate spot to train when he went overseas to face Kell Brook. He didn't just rely on what Kell Brook's promotion would throw out there to him. Among the other complaints, of course, the heat. The punching bags are allegedly in poor shape. Deflated speed bag. I mean, I get it, but you should have done your own homework. There's tons of gyms in Vegas. You could find an appropriately equipped gym. Probably with a little AC, I don't know, but stop complaining. It's almost like they're planting the seeds. They're planting the excuse now for when Crawford beats him. Crawford's a 14-1 favorite, which has led Horn to say he would love to stop TC in the first round just to shut people up. What I want to know is what happened to the Jeff Horn pre-Pacquiao? Like, he's totally out of character now. Totally. He went from the mild-mannered, aw shucks, fighting school teacher to an angry, entitled diva all of a sudden. And I, for one, cannot wait until Terence Crawford rids the world-class boxing scene of Jeff Horn and, most notably, his trainer, because it's just too much alligator mouth, hummingbird ass is how I phrase it. The mouth outweighs the level of talent and accomplishment. So, can't wait till June 9th when Crawford puts all that to an end. Of course, we got the Showtime doubleheader on June 9th also. Leo Santa Cruz versus Abner Martis 2, with Jermell Charlo versus Austin Trout on the undercard. Santa Cruz claims a higher degree of focus than he's had in quite a while. His father trainer, Jose Santa Cruz, has suffered with cancer, but that cancer is now in remission. In the recent past, Santa Cruz's father has been wheelchair bound and missed days of his son's training. That, along with the mental stress of your father's condition, all conspired to lessen the fighter that Santa Cruz has been in the ring. This is per him anyway. And his opponent, Abner Maurice, believes that. He's like, yeah, man, I have nothing but respect for a guy who's continued to fight at the level he has with his father's condition up in the air. But now with all of that in the past, and with Maurice being enamored with his recent acquisition of Robert Garcia as his trainer, I have no doubt this particular bout will be the most competitive fight that we see June 9th. The most fan-friendly, most competitive. I think Crawford Horn will probably be the best KO we see of that weekend, but in terms of a competitive two-way fight, it'll be Leo Santa Cruz versus Abner Martis 2. Jermell Charlo. Would somebody please get the brothers Charlo a reality show, a radio station, or something? These brothers are gold. There's never a dull moment with them. I could listen to a new quote or watch a new video on them daily. Like, I would look forward to some shit like that. Real talk. So, Jermell's latest comment is, stop eating bad meat and come back to 54. This is obviously a shot at Canelo Alvarez. Negotiations have broken down between Team Canelo and Team Triple G for their rematch, which fewer and fewer people are starting to care about. And yeah, Charlo suggested, hey, come on back to 54. I'll accommodate you. Also on June 9th, the Dallas homie, Maurice Mighty Mo Hooker, he'll be facing Terry Flanagan for the vacant WBO 140-pound title. This will be on the undercard of Tyson Fury's comeback fight. Hey, Mighty Mo, man. Reese Hooker. Lollipop in tow. Lollipop. Over the years, he's trained with and sparred Earl Spence, Charles Hatley, and most recently, he was in camp with Terence Crawford for this fight against Flanagan. He just recently touched down overseas a couple days ago, and yeah, he'll be the co-main event on that Fury undercard. So we got a lot coming up June 9th, y'all. Let's just we've made it this far. We can go a few extra days. We fasting, man. We're malnourished. But again, if you just squint your eye and stay focused on that little bit of light off in the horizon, it'll all be all right. We'll get there. And read Blackbird Sugar will help you get there. Pugilism Company, y'all. Until next time, God bless.